Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation. And welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for over a year and 2 months and counting, because that's right, the daily stream streak remains strong. I'm here to open my office doors to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e., fandom. Either way, we are here for approximately the next 60 to 90 minutes for today's stream. But before we get into the stream subject, varied as they might be, allow me to start with a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, Agent Zenith, congratulations on being the #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment Team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. Alongside you, Froy, Legendary Doge, Sleepless Dragon, Amber, O5 Council 3, Puppet Boy, 369 Destroyer, Titanborn, CD23, Creepypasta George Harrison, Aoki, Attracted to 682, Dean Cass. Everybody who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here as members of Site 42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, thank you to interns Malachi, I Want to Go to Bed, Aurum, 100 Stars, Nebula Nomad, Musical Sand, Chaos Insurgent, Jack Moom, 953, Roy Gaming, Daniel Cross, and Mirha. Welcome to today's stream. Thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here today just for being you. Furthermore, Wacky Clown, I do see you in the chat. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for making such a versatile thumbnail. I do believe today's thumbnail is going to get a lot of use. So thank you for your artistic contributions to the Site 42 canon and to my ever-expanding list of painful experiences, which I am forced to apologize for on stream for one reason or another. But before I get to such dire circumstances, allow me to start by introducing the Papusa of Interest 42. This is the Papusa of Interest 42. It's a puppy of interest, but in a very convenient to carry container. Very easy for the carrying of puppies. So yes, the humming was heard. She wanted to come running, but she is unable to right now. because papoose. Puppy Pusa. And there is the treat on your behalf, Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Charlie says hello and thank you. And now you can go back to sleep. Thank you for joining us for a little bit, baby girl. He's very sweetie pumpkin. Very sweetie behavior. Wonderful, wonderful.
She was crying.
Of course she was crying. Now, before I get into once again dissuading the errant allegations against me and all, let me first remind you that today's stream is sponsored. Today's stream is sponsored by the ongoing Kickstarter for SCP Containment Breach, the movie, which has made some good growth since yesterday. We've jumped another 1,000 or two, it seems. But we still need a lot more, especially because that's only to get 10 more minutes of the movie. I would love it if some miracle came through and we jumped up to the full movie tier at 450K or at 750K for the even better studio grade feature. But at the very least, we need to work our way to the minimum first so that when the Kickstarter closes, as long as they make the minor goal, they can at least brag to investors that there is interest in the movie if they just kick in a few bucks. So we need to push this. Big studios will not help us with this because they're afraid of the Creative Commons, but we can still help out and get it from private investors, friends, buddies, people who know a guy who might be interested in working on a movie. And so, we need to continue to pump these numbers, people. Mobile Task Force Psi 42, codename Signal Boosters. Get out there, like, share, subscribe, comment, and chat on any post or video talking about the movie. Make sure to make fan art, memes, clips, edits, jokes, shit posts. If you're making movie posters, tag me in them so I can share them online to have more of a reason to keep sharing the movie. Together, we will get an SCP movie in theaters, one way or another. And I thank you for your service in helping me with that. Furthermore, a wacky clown, you asked me in the chat specifically, what are the characters on my shirt? And funny story that the characters on my shirt happen to be our second sponsored bit of the day. This, shared by Desk in the chat, is the Reservoir Dogs t-shirt, a parody of the Reservoir Dogs movie poster made with Dr. William Weddle, SCP-7000, Dr. Benjamin Kandaraki, Dr. Jeremiah Samarian, Dr. Theron Sherman, yours truly, Dr. Kane Pathos Crow, and Dr. Alto Clef. And so, if you want to wear some very cool SCP Foundation doctors all around and represent the Foundation, the Reservoir Docs shirt is available at the link Desk is sharing in the chat. If you do so, you will be supporting us at Site 42 directly. This is our design, as well as the SCP store, friends of the channel who help us, and other SCP content creators with their merchandising needs. And so we appreciate you supporting the channel if you grab some cool merch. Also, yes, happy Pride to everyone who celebrates that here at Site 42 for the month of June. Both Site 42 and the SCP Foundation as a whole are Pride Month celebrators. Congratulations to all you LGBTQIA crazy cats out there, including myself on the asexual part of the A of the spectrum there. And take care of yourselves. There's a lot of people who are kind of dicks to the LGBTQIA community, and they will have a bad time. Will the movie be rated R? Because if it is, most people won't be able to see it. Intern Foley. I don't remember speaking with the team about the rating of the movie. I don't know that that has been discussed. And now you've got me thinking. What was the Backrooms rated? Was the Backrooms a rated R movie? Backrooms film rating. It is rated R. As I believe Iron Lung was rated R as well. Yes. Just due to the fact that it's a horror movie, the likelihood would be a rated R rating. But reminder, it's going to be in theaters, followed by a wide YouTube release. And it's not actually going to be released until 2028, if the Kickstarter succeeds. So, there's still a timeline. If you are having trouble with the age, then wait and see a couple years. Maybe you will be of age to see it in theaters by then. Okay, I have gotten through the sponsors. I have gotten through the intro. Now, what are we doing here? Why do I need to apologize? Well, Site 42 staff, and sadly, I do not currently have Dr. Clef's ukulele with me, so I cannot pull a ukulele for this apology. So, just imagine my spiritual ukulele as I sit here and say that I did nothing wrong. At least I'm mostly sure I didn't. 90%, maybe, for sure. But here's what I'm here to clarify. Here's what I'm here to talk about. When it comes to the SCP movie, the SCP movie has been a subject of conversation for the duration of the Kickstarter program, which has been about a month. It's been the conversation topic for time before that, since the proof of concept 10-minute live action short came out. And I have been informed that there might be some sort of rumor going around, a misconception, if you will, about the nature of this movie. Let me put it to you plainly. This movie is being made by a group called Keter Labs. Keter Labs is director Zach, as well as co-producer August. Zach and August made a 10-minute short. They want to make it a movie. That's those guys. That's their thing. Now, they made it with Dr. Shaw in the thing because they were making this for a while. Filmmaking takes a long time. During the time they were making this, they wanted a funny immortal Doctor Man. And they knew that Dr. Bright, we don't talk about him anymore because of the controversy that no ukulele apology is getting that guy out of. Banned. So at the time, popular knowledge was, just use Dr. Shaw. It's basically the same thing, but without the controversy. Since then, Shaw is not very well liked within the greater SCP fandom anymore. At least the core wiki fandom. A lot of the core wiki fandom says that Shaw, being just a Control F name replacement of Bright, is just a shoddy band-aid that doesn't fix the issue of getting rid of Bright. And, these guys made a movie with Shaw. They didn't know better. In fact, they didn't know so better, they still used the ambulance. The ambulance? The amber lamps. The amulet. Which they shouldn't have, because that's not a Shaw thing, but they didn't know that because they are too casual of fans when it comes to that side of things. They are not as hardcore as I am, knowing all the secrets and facts. And you guys, by association, knowing the facts because we're all in this together as insane people. So, they made that mistake. They're cleaning it up. They're getting rid of Shaw. We like that for them. When the movie is made, there will be a new site director. In fact, the community is having the choice, the option, to vote on the new site director. It could be Clef, which is my vote. It could be Director Moose. It could be many people. Because the site director's main goal in the movie is not character focused. It's about the budgetary meeting as well as saving people from the breach. So, how they react to that, Clef could be it, Moose could be it, a lot of people could be it. So, Shaw's gone, we know that that's good news. And because Keter Labs is replacing Shaw, I have been saying the phrase, at least I'm mostly sure I've been saying the phrase, that Keter Labs has listened to the community and is taking Shaw out. I think that's a true thing you could say. I think it's a true thing you could say. That because of my input, your input, the community's input, Shaw is being removed from the movie. They have listened to the community. I think we can all agree on this terminology. Now, there's another group of interest in this tale: the SCP Wiki staff. The SCP Wiki staff. Now, if you're not familiar with how the SCP community is formed, then the SCP Wiki is where all of the SCP stories are written. And there are three types of members of the SCP Wiki. There are members, and members are members of the Wiki, of course, but all they do is they vote on articles they read, they talk in the forums, they write in the discussion pages of articles their critiques or thoughts or jokes. They are members. The next level up of member, and I'm not saying members are worse than, I'm just saying this is like a progression of being a member, is you've written your own SCP/tale. You are now a member with stories on the wiki. You are an SCP author. You've taken things to the next level of your SCP fandom. Then there's a third and final level: the SCP Wiki staff. And the SCP Wiki staff are a compendium of SCP members and authors who have volunteered, not a paid position, to manage the wiki. They manage internet outreach, running the social medias. They manage moderation duties on the wiki. They work with deletions. They work on anti-harassment team handles interpersonal disputes among the community as far as it involves the community. Obviously, they're not here to referee your little schoolyard scraps, only if it gets to the point where they need to butt in and ban someone from the wiki. So, wiki staff runs the site, the authors write the stories, the members vote and chat. That's the makeup of the SCP community on the wiki. Now, I'm not counting offsite fans, not to say anything bad about offsite fans. I'm just talking about the main site because these are the people who are part of the community hub, so to speak. Now, the SCP Wiki staff has a very strict neutrality policy when it comes to supporting SCP projects. The SCP Wiki staff's role is to maintain the copyright of the SCP Foundation IP relating to the Creative Commons. And that is the only stake they have in the fight. So if you've ever wondered, why does the SCP Wiki staff not retweet SCP movie stuff, not retweet SCP game stuff? It's because their job is not to pick favorites. If they give the okay green light to a project that fails or a project that's written by a harasser, then the SCP Wiki staff looks bad. And that's too big a gamble, even if it might get a good project off the ground. So Wiki staff, much like the overseers of the SCP community in the universe, neutrality, strictly business. Yes, I know. I know, Puppy of Interest 42. They would not want this kind of drama. She is out of the papoose and she has come to say, "Helloos." Sweetie Ponkum. Don't lick my beard right now. I have beard conditioner. It's not good for babies. It's not a treat. Run away. So, all of this to say, all of this pre-explanation to say, it has been brought to my attention that someone has the idea that the SCP Wiki staff themselves are endorsing Keter Labs' SCP Containment Breach the movie. And I'm here to clarify, beyond the shadow of a doubt, no they didn't. No they didn't. The SCP Wiki staff does not make thumbs up or thumbs down to SCP projects being made in any sense. They are not supportive of SCP projects. They are not unsupportive. They are neutral. And so, when it comes to Keter Labs' SCP Containment Breach the movie, they say, yeah, go make it, follow the Creative Commons, have fun. I do not think that I said that Keter Labs was supported by the SCP Wiki staff. I don't remember doing so. Mostly what I remember saying is that Keter Labs is listening to the community, SCP community as a whole, not SCP Wiki staff, when it comes to removing Bright/Shaw. Because they are. The community is voicing their concern, and Keter Labs is listening. But if I misspoke and said something that inferred you to that conclusion, then I apologize. And to clear up the misinformation, SCP Wiki staff is not backing this horse because they don't gamble. They don't back any horses. They are very strict about that. So keep that in mind in the future. Easy to make misinterpretation, good to clarify. Maybe you said staff like in character. It's possible I was talking about you Foundation staff members. They are the same word, Wiki staff and Foundation staff and the like. That could be the mix-up. So, I hope this clarification has made things clear to you. The SCP Wiki staff is neutral. They say, good luck, follow the rules, make your movie, but they are not endorsing this or any other SCP project. If there are any questions on this subject, I will wait to see what questions are in the chat before I move on to catching up on donations. Hey, Dr. Sherman, how's Brian? If they're still being annoying in your head, I think I know someone who helped. I have a CP3369 is a sapient thought, so it might be able to distract Brian for you. Thank you for reminding me, DJ. I meant to bring this up earlier during the intro. Yeah, Brian, the parasitic worm in my shoulder that's causing me all this neck strain, does have things to say. Because, A, I apparently have been wrong this entire time. Dr. Sumerian would be proud. Dr. Brian, not Dr. Brian. Brian, you're not a doctor. Don't let it go to your head. Brian is not a worm. Brian is, in fact, a parasitic centipede. And it's important that I bring up that Brian is a parasitic centipede, because in many of its little arms, it is holding protest signs. Anomalous lives matter. It's asking that we treat anomalies more ethically. It is in my brain yelling about how I should have medical safely remove it and put it into a healthy containment environment rather than disposing of it. Very, very cute of you, Brian. Now, I will say, as Brian has matured, the pain is subsiding slightly, but there is still significant swelling moving from the back of my shoulder along the interior of my collarbone where Brian resides. And so it would be very nice if Brian would GTFO. Okay. I'm not seeing any questions about my stream subject, which means I explained it very thoroughly and correctly, and you all completely understand because you're very smart. I know you get it. So, let me catch up on the donations that came in during the intro, and then we will have general chat. Freakler, thank you for sending 10 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. You have made them a double strength 5-star team for the time being. Aurum, thank you for sending some stars as well. You sent 1 star, making them a 1-star team. Aoki made them a 2-star team. Aurum added 3, 4, 5 to make them a 5-star team, but then brought them back to 1. You are currently a 1-star team by the count I am making, but there's plenty of donations left to maybe clear that up. Aurum, thank you for sending a doubloon to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they'll spend it wisely. And Aurum, thank you for sending a makeup brush to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they'll beat their face, make it cute and savage. Why are you so macho? Well, intern Brogans, that would be the Foundation Fitness Initiative. I hit the gym. Today, I can't do upper body because of this. Brian is interrupting my fitness. So I did leg day instead. A very strong leg day. Glutes of steel. 8 plates, sons of bitches. Let's go. Use those legs. You want strong, strong legs so you can parkour away from containment breaches. Join the Foundation Fitness Initiative. Doesn't matter if you're a researcher, you should be strong. Intern Licona, welcome. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a slice of angeled food cake on your way past the commissary. Remember Ethel the meme cat? Yes, the possesses meme force. It can bend reality and go down to other dimensions like the man in between dimensions. Well, that's annoying. That would make it very difficult to contain. Very frustrating. Frog Lad, thank you for sending a mic drop on your way to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I did, in fact, drop the mic with my sick explanation of the non-controversy. The non-controversy, you might say, if you're awesome. Frog Lad, thank you for sending a laughing disco to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they let out some comical yet sick dance moves at your urging. Intern Kossel, thank you for sending 5 doubloons to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will spend them wisely. Crimson Paws, thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure cleaning up more glitter bombs is exactly what the chat wanted to do today. Ace of Luck, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a blueberry muffin on your way past the commissary. On June 4th, 2026, at hello, Puppy of Interest 42, yet again. A very excitable child. Very excitable child. What is it you want? The same thing you always want. Rubbings of the belly. From the chat. By proxy of me. I was going to say, that looks very uncomfortable putting your spine across the lip of this booth. I've been informed by Agent Goose that if a TikTok of me comes onto her phone while Puppy of Interest Charlie is present, Puppy of Interest Charlie will roll over for belly rubs as if I were there, which is the most adorable baby thing to have done. And she will try to lick the phone. This sweetie pumpkin understands nothing, and we love her more. All right, finishing the donations. Ace of Luck, you said on June 4th, 2026 at 5:20, the SB Wiki said they released everyone if the Knicks wins. We're screwed. They won the finals. You must have missed yesterday's stream. Yeah, we sat through that whole thing yesterday. Cleanup is underway. I hope you took my advice and stayed inside. Containment teams are working through the issues. It's going to take a minute because, you know, all the anomalies were released. Don't know why the overseers wanted that, but fine. Darkest Light, thank you for sending a flow state to the containment hazard assessment team. I'm sure they will lock in. I don't know. Thank you for sending a glitter bomb to the containment hazard assessment team again. I'm sure right after the last cleanup, they're happy to do it again. Mamori, thank you for sending a happy poop to the containment hazard assessment team. Uh, um, don't know why they wanted that, but I'm sure they enjoyed it. SCP T3M, thank you for sending a flow state to the containment hazard assessment team. I'm sure they will lock in. You then sent them a total of 50 stars, which, while very generous and giving them several 5-star rankings in a row, leaves them as a 1-star ranking. So you guys are still a 1-star team. And with 30 to 60 minutes left in the chat, we will see how that goes for you guys. Oh, Freakler, you made them a 5-star team immediately. Good work. You guys are currently a 5-star rated containment hazard assessment team. That's the highest honor a chat can earn. Keep up the good work. Dr. Sherman, I have returned once again, and I'm loving the jacket. Happy Pride, Doctor. Also, the likes are already above the views. Intern American, hey, long time no see. Hope you've been doing well. Good to see ya. And thank you, yes, the tie-dye jacket is perfect for Pride Month. I know, it's quite fashionable, puppy of interest. Quite fashionable indeed. Oh, she gone already. And then, where was I with that? Ah, yes, and then the likes are above the viewers. Good work, Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Keep hitting that like button so we can corral more people into the YouTube algorithm channel and get this more attention in this stream, more attention to SCP Containment Breach the movie and the SCP fandom in general. I thank you for your service and hard work. Dr. Sherman, please read. I'd like to thank you for everything you've done for me. You've helped me through some hard times. Thank you so much. Everything the SCP fandom helped me. Well, Intern Foxes, I am very thankful I was able to do that for you. Art and entertainment can be a very cathartic and useful thing to have. Obviously, every fandom has their dramas and situations. Nobody's perfect, but we do our best. We weather the bad to get to the good, and we try to uplift each other as best we can. So I'm glad I could be some sort of small help in your life, and keep passing that on to other people on the street as you do. Intern Licona, thank you for donating again to say Bananazilla versus the Minions. Does not Bananazilla absorb powers much like 682 does? Bananazilla, SCP 2761. Bananazilla, multiple physical mutations, amphibious and piscine traits similar to those species found in the Florida Everglades. Reptilian features. Biohazardous blood. Yes, so it mutates as it absorbs things. So I would be very afraid to see a Bananazilla minion. That's what I'm going to say. If it ate some minions, that would be a very bad thing. Redfail Hawk, thank you for your 8 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Where to submit fan art for Friday? Thanks. Desk will share a Fan Art Friday rule prompt, which contains the email with which to send. Make sure to read the rules effectively. That way, you do get shown. Is there a reason why you haven't gotten the parasite / worm / English is not my first language removed? As a medic, I would advise you to get it removed as soon as you could. Freakler. This is one of those situations where, because it's anomalous, I am being used as a guinea pig. Being a site director is not getting me out of that, because if we destroy the anomaly, we can't study it. So as long as it's not actively murdering me, which Brian at least says it's not murdering me, then we're doing it step by step as a process so we can harvest Brian safely. Very frustrating. For me. For Brian, it's great. What is your favorite SCP? Intern Svaney. I always say my favorite SCPs at the end of stream. It's like a tradition around these parts. So you can wait till the end of stream, which is in about 20 to 50 minutes. Or you can do a super chat or a Ko-Fi donation and ask, and I'll, in return for your generosity, do it early. Or you can just cheat and go yesterday's stream, because I said at the end of yesterday's stream too. The issue is that the email we're to use is not stated in those rules, unfortunately. Desk. Is the email for Fan Art Friday not in the rules there? Or is Red Fail Hawk read fail hawking? As in failing to read? I mean, I can click that link. Red Fail Hawk, it's in the replies of that post. That's why. Okay, so partial credit. Legendary Doge, thank you for your 5 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Next intern pulls my tail, gets SCP-7 to not. It's worse because Brian is horrified too. And apparently Brian's disgust response is I'd say ear piercing, but it's in my head. Screech. This has just gotten so much better for me. Everything is awful. Everything just sucks when you talk about that thing. CD23, thank you for your 8 months as a mobile task force captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Dr. Sherman, can we have a pizza party for office morale? Also, happy Pride to my silly gooses in the chat. Well, silly gooses, keep involving the pride. And then... what was I saying? Oh, my ears are still ringing. Well, not actually my ears, like my hearing center of my brain, I guess. Pizza party. The rotation for SCP-458 the Infinite Pizza Box to come on site for Site 42 staff is June 14th. Pizza Day was yesterday. We missed Pizza Day because they released all the anomalies. Damn it. All right. Well, I'm putting you in charge, CD23, of going out there and finding SCP-458. Probably some Knicks fan is chowing down as we speak. Intern Puma, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a hot link on your way past the commissary. Is it true the IRS uses anomalous means to be a pain to society? Well, the IRS is part and parcel of the federal government, which is under the purview of SCP 5004-B right now, so I don't think they're doing much of anything right now. That guy cheats on his taxes, same way he cheats on golf. So, nah, they've been had their Achilles tendons cut. They're in bad shape over there at the IRS. They aren't doing anything. Crimson Paws, thank you for sending 3 sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure those glitter bombs will get cleaned up well, eventually. 100 stars, thank you for sending a 100 to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will keep it 100 at your urging. Doc, are you aware of the Scoops Foundation from Cookie Run Kingdom? I have heard of it a little bit, Puppet Boy. I've heard that they have an SCP parody in their game now, but I'm not familiar with the game, and I have not looked into it. It is cool that we are being referenced, though. I wonder... The Scoop Foundation in Cookie Run Kingdom is a direct parody of the SCP Foundation. Features part of the Time Balance Department. Scoop is a secret organization dedicated to identifying, researching, and containing bizarre, magical, supernatural, and anomalous entities within split timelines. And it's got a bunch of cookie people. Yeah, without knowing anything about Cookie Run Kingdom, I don't know much about the scenario there, but fun that SCP Foundation is getting put into some pop culture out there. Stormfelt, thank you for sending a gold coin to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will spend their doubloon wisely. Dagged Doge, we are just in the general Q&A section for the next 15 to 45 minutes. Puppy of Interest 42, you're very excitable again. That is my toe that you are nibbling on. Why you bite my toe? It's not food. One of the anomalies for the cookies are just vegetables. They don't understand vegetables. Well, that, from a lore standpoint, does make sense. Sugared treats would not, in fact, understand vegetables. That makes sense. Yo, Director Sherman, intern Shogun here. I just joined the SCP Wiki, changed my name from Shogun to John Mundanes. All right, intern Mundanes, welcome. I recommend the Magnus Archives to any SCP fans here. Trust me, it's very good. Intern Rain. I am somewhat familiar with the Magnus Archives, and yes, as a podcast series about spooky things, they are pretty good work right there. My cat Rocket has learned to recognize your voice and bites my phone when you're online. Interesting. The effects on animals that I seem to have is growing in some manner. Dr. Sherman, what would happen if SCP-3086, George the Chinchilla, and SCP-8641 occupied the same document? And who would win, lose a fight, 1364 or 1370? Well, I need to start by looking at 8641 to see what it's capable of, because I don't remember that designation off the top of my head. 8641. Jeff the Killer. Interesting. But specifically a badly spelled parody of Jeff the Killer. Like, here, I'll show you. This is ridiculous. So it's a bad drawing of Jeff the Killer, and its title is Jeff Kyler. When its reference image or derivative is paired with any text which contains its catchphrase, redacted. When this occurred, it will become autonomous and travel through nearby narrative documents, altering them to describe its passage. This will not occur when 8641 is being watched, though is capable of movement during any lapse in attention, such as blinking. Now it's a cat. Now it's a jonker. Oh boy. Well, does not directly interact with other characters, however, will attack and kill characters associated with the creepypasta genre, typically using a pair of nondescript assault rifles. This is successfully when the target would normally be unharmed by gunfire. It displays particular animosity towards Jeff the Killer, who it will torture to death in graphic detail for 9,000 to 15,000 words. Well, here's the deal. On our pataphysical narrative level, George the Chinchilla has nothing to do with creepypasta. SCP-3086 is a rip-off Disney cartoon, essentially. So, in this case, 8641 would have no interaction with George. Now, on the pataphysical narrative level above us, because George the Chinchilla is an SCP, that does mean that George the Chinchilla is related to creepypasta. But because 8641 doesn't exist on that higher pataphysical narrative level, that would not affect the interaction between the two of them because they can't interact. This is getting dizzying. Suffice it to say, I do believe they would not interact with each other. There would not be a fight. You also asked about 1364. I don't remember what that is either. Ultra vulnerable mammal. Oh no. Small mammalian creature resembling an anteater. Friendly. Extremely poor endurance and mobility depending on its current state. I am going to guess that Pesterbot, failure that it is, would somehow fumble this extremely easy match. I do believe that an errant pen dropped from a passing researcher would cause Pesterbot to slip, fall on its back, and be unable to interact with said ultra vulnerable mammal. Although the volume of Pesterbot's wailing and yelling might be enough to harm its ears somewhat. DJ, you're saying there's a meta joke at the end of the Jeff the Killer article where it can affect people in the real world? Where are you seeing that? I'm not seeing this meta joke you are speaking of. Hmm. 1364. 1364 ears bleed if you whisper at it. I think it would start crying, startling Pesterbot. That makes sense, DJ. And then I did Control F real life. There's only one mention, and it's the thing where the character of the creator of 8641 says that the Jeff person has been killing people in real life. Now, this is referring to our pataphysical narrative level, though, not the pataphysical narrative level above us, as far as I can tell. Last sentence in the description. Survivors report seeing 8641's reference image appearing in front of them, hearing the catchphrase, hearing a loud crunching sound, then falling asleep. Again, I'm still confused. That's still on our pataphysical narrative level, not the pataphysical narrative level of the swan entities, right? It doesn't seem like that's a meta joke. Also, interesting in this paragraph you're having me reread is that it says 8641 can induce involuntary sleep episodes in humans, lasting from 1 to 10 minutes. This behavior has only been observed in cases where an active rendition of SCP-8641 is present on the victim's person, meaning you have to have a picture of this entity. And the victim is a member of the Foundation. So the entity is killing Foundation staff members, specifically, or at least trying to. If possible, 8641 will do this at times when it is likely to cause the victim injury or death, such as while driving. Survivors report seeing 8641's reference image appearing in front of them, hearing the catchphrase spoken aloud, hearing a loud crunching sound, then falling asleep. It attacks creepypasta characters, and we are technically creepypasta characters. Okay, so you are talking about our pataphysical narrative level. Good to know. I don't believe it would be considered a meta joke unless it went to the. This is me being pedantic. Actually. I don't know that it qualifies as a meta joke unless it affects the swan entities, the entities above us, our authors. Because a meta joke is when something breaks format, like 5999 is trying to kill our authors. So that one is ascending. I don't think Jeff is ascending, so to speak. But we do have to watch out for it. Woo! Returning to the chat. Where are we? Is chat on your author's narrative level or on your narrative level? Amber, of course you guys, as Foundation staff members, are on my narrative level. No. My author, your authors, they're all up there somewhere. I'm not talking to them, I'm talking to you. Blue Phantom, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a Twix on your way past the commissary, but specifically the left one. Only the left Twix, no right Twix. Not allowed. Not all right. On your way past the commissary. SCP-999 has been caught and on the way back with your truck, though it looks like the SCP that was with it got away. How are the pets of interest and desk? The pets of interest are doing quite well, and I'm glad that 999 has been returned. Maybe someone can teach it to stop stealing vehicles finally. Bamaze, thank you for sending a 6-7 to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure that the desk will be sufficiently annoyed by it. Redacted Theorist, thank you for sending a doubloon to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will spend it wisely. How is recontaining the SCPs going? Intern, hi. I hear the mobile task forces are slowly but surely recontaining all the SCPs released due to the Nix 5000 protocol. Intern Shiloh, thank you for sending a flow state to the containment hazard assessment team. I am sure they will lock in due to your urging. What would you do if you became anomalous? Would you try to hide it or let yourself be classified as an SCP? I am loyal to the Foundation, intern clown. We have already gone through last year the possibility of me being anomalous and locked up for several days for testing. And I do it again in a heartbeat because we contain the anomalous, and we need to make sure that if I gain some sort of anomaly, that it would not interact poorly with another anomaly, causing issues. How exactly do you even recontain 682? Intern Jitlet, we can easily, not easily, but we have many times damaged 682 to the point where it needs to recover and use the recovery time to return it to its containment. Now, that includes one time in the Meanwhile in Australia article where a tranquilized 682 started waking up mid-flight in a helicopter, and we decided to drop 682 out of said helicopter to have it slam into the ground and therefore be damaged enough to continue to travel with it. Intern Chaos, what the hell happened? Why is the title named that? Go back to the start of stream. The stream subject was discussed then. Have you met Gate Guardian? Intern Cappy, I'm not going anywhere near that thing. I don't want to get blasted. No. I'm still learning about certain SCPs, but what do I do if I'm locked in a very dark room with 173? Intern Beans? Probably die. Is it visible? Can you still see it? If there's enough light that you can still see it, you can still maybe survive. But if it's dark enough you can't see, you're done. Why doesn't 682 adapt to the acid it's always in? Intern Izumi. The Word of God answer from the author of 682, at least in an interview I read, is that 682 being in our dimension causes it pain. It hates it here, it hates us, it hates everything. The acid actually feels good to it. It's the closest to nice that 682 feels. So it prefers being in the acid as opposed to being out and about. Oh. Are there any dream-related SCPs on the wiki? Crimson Paws, there are a lot of dream-related SCPs. In fact, I do believe I should be able to find a dream tag if I go to an anomaly that I know messes with dreams. Of course, the first anomaly that comes to mind when I think about dream anomalies is SCP-3883, which is codenamed Dildos Have Dreams Too. It is a Bad Dragon branded dildo that contains the consciousness of an entity that wishes it was a Cthulhu, but it's not a Cthulhu. It's a dildo. And so, if you fall asleep next to said dildo, the entity infects your dreams and acts in your dreams as a big Cthulhu monster trying to kill you. And yes, just as I thought, we go to the SCP-3883 article, and we drop down to the tags, and there's a tag for Dream. And so, there are currently how many Dream SCPs? 157 SCPs tagged as Dream for your reading pleasure. First impression of you, by the way, cry emoji. Intern Gabe, I cannot help what anomalies the SCP Foundation contains. And by the way, oh, you just unlocked. You just unlocked, Intern Gabe, the rant. The rant that I've been on, and I haven't gotten to rant about it yet. And now you're getting the rant. It's quite simple. Someone tweeted the tweet again. The same tweet. The same tweet. Do you guys know what the same tweet is? Do you remember the same tweet? Because it's always the same tweet. Let me show you the same tweet. I'll just go into my Twitter notifications and I'll just drop over to this nice little post. This nice little post that the SCP Wiki shared because Google AI messed up. And when Google AI messed up, the AI overview started acting out me, SCP-426, a toaster who can only be spoken about in the first person. The Google AI started acting like me because the anomaly was too powerful, which is just hilarious. Thank you, Google AI, for showing that AI, again, sucks. And everyone laughed. And it was so funny because, thank you for a little entertaining technology joke. The SCP Wiki retweeted this because, of course, they did. And now, before I do this, I want you to know we are not harassing this person. We would never. Do not do it. But I am going to be mad at them for a minute. I found SCP more enjoyable back when there was a lot less of them. And it focused more on weird shit like 426 instead of 4,000 of the thing that kills you in horrifying ways. What do you mean? Person who doesn't read SCP, because if you read SCP, you would know it's 90% just weird things, like the dildo that invades your dreams, or the Cthulhu that accidentally makes cultists of it, or the infinite pizza box, or the death knife, or every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. It's like, oh no, the SCP Wiki got written by fan fiction writers, which it always has been written by fan fiction writers. And now those kids are writing giant monsters what kill you and world enders, and that's all SCP is. Isn't that? Read the website. This week, tomorrow, tomorrow's stream. Tomorrow's stream is special. Tomorrow's stream is called I hit random SCP button until we get a monster what kills you. And if it's a place what kills you, doesn't count. If it's a weird object, doesn't count, even if it does kill you. Because they're saying, oh, it's a world ender or it kills you in horrifying ways. Tell me you don't read SCPs without telling me you don't read SCPs. We already had a whole stream on trying to find murder monsters and we barely found any. I know, Froy! And so, here in my house with you guys, I'm yelling about it because it's entertaining. It's fun to be angry a little bit. But here, it was public relations Sherman's time. You're allowed to not enjoy SCP anymore for a variety of reasons. I won't fault you for that. But I gotta tell you, I see this exact tweet about SCP being just a bunch of murder monsters every 2 weeks, and you are very wrong about what SCP writers are cooking these days. Because they are. That's not what the website's about. In fact, constantly, generic murder monsters are being deleted from the site because they're written by children who just want to write a scary monster, and the SCP Wiki community goes, no, you gotta do better than that. Delete. 7052 can be scary. Boomer, are you talking about butt spoons? Did you just bring butt spoons into this? Yep. Yep. Here's a murder monster that murders you. The act of inserting spoons in one's rectum is SCP-7052. And also, butt spoons doesn't kill you. It gives you godlike powers. And don't do it. It's still illegal to put spoons in your butt. Don't do it. I don't care if it makes you more attractive to members of your preferred sexual partner. Don't do it. I don't care if putting 13 spoons in your rectum gives you reality bender powers. Don't do it. It's against the room. Don't do it. It's just a bunch of murder monsters. It's just a bunch of world enders. Prove it. And of course, the pièce de résistance is my reply there on that particular tweet that I'm annoyed about. Has 166 likes, but the person who tweeted the same tweet has over 600 likes. Because wrong information always spreads faster on the internet than the corrections. Yeah. I broke the ambiance with my anger. Bring back the volume. Okay. Intern Package, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a banana split on your way past the commissary. What if I prank call Site 13 with a non-SCP phone? Dude, no one's answering at 13. Didn't you hear what happened? Eesh. Dairy Duke, thank you for sending 33 doubloons to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. It's a good thing those are gold coins and not pieces of silver. Otherwise, this would be a very different conversation. Guess who learned they're going to MetroCon today? Intern Zilly. You're going to be at MetroCon? Very interesting. Well, as is known, I will be attending MetroCon this year, which is the last weekend in July, the weekend of my birthday. And so, SCP Foundation fans at MetroCon, we gonna party. Hell yeah. Brian, chill out. I don't know if you're gonna get to go to MetroCon. I do hope you have a suitable containment chamber before then, so you can stop hurting my damn shoulder. Freakler, thank you for sending 6 doubloons to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. I'm sure they will spend them wisely. Site for Intern Artemis, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a plate of Dino Nuggies on your way past the commissary. Site 42, it's my first evening in my new apartment. Wish me luck. I admit I'm scared. I recommend some soothing tunes or television shows to make some noise to make the place feel more active. That way you don't feel so isolated in a new space. That does help it feel a little more homey. Dr. Sherman, should an SCP-507 technically be classified as Euclid or Keter? I believe 507 is the reluctant dimension hopper, and I do believe you are correct that whoever made that entity a safe class was a moron and a terrible SCP researcher. Living entities are designated Euclid at minimum because they could choose to escape. A teleporter should definitely be Keter. Can 507 enter the back rooms? Intern Cappy, probably the reluctant dimension hopper can enter the back rooms, but it is randomized which dimension it goes to, so it might not end up in the back rooms. There's many dimensions. Intern Jitlit, you say, but God isn't Keter. First and foremost, SCP-343 isn't even God. Please change your terminology there. SCP-343 is a fraud, not God. It claims to be God. It is actually a reality bender with delusions of grandeur. Furthermore, it is clear that SCP-343 is manipulating Foundation staff and using its powers on them to give itself a lower classification rating. It also deleted one of our researchers from reality who was suspicious of it. So yes, don't trust that document. It's wrong, and so is 343. Intern Squiddy, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Grab yourself some crackers on your way past the commissary because seemingly you found an anomalous cheese wheel that regenerates. Maybe that's the source of the cheese for SCP-458. Either way, get it to a containment chamber for basic testing. Don't trust it. After all, the infinite whiskey bottle gives you super skin cancer and then you die. So put the cheese wheel away. Don't eat it until we're sure it's safe. Some D-class testing needs to take place first. Mm-hmm. Would it be too freaky to draw whatever Brian looks like? I usually draw cute things, but I can do body horror too. Intern Mamori, I would say that no, I don't think it's too creepy. We are, after all, the SCP Foundation. We are a horror fandom. If you can't take a little body horror, what are you doing working here? So what are your thoughts on the Volgan? Intern Spore, Volgan's a cool dude. Makes great audio readings. Does a good voice of SCP-049. We both co-starred in the audio logs for the SCP-049 article. Overall righteous dude. Hope his hiatus is doing well for him. Also makes a lot of good art, 3D art for the SCP articles. There are a lot of articles where Volgan replaced the picture because the copyrighted picture got removed. So service to the community. We love to see it. Site 42 staff, we are currently 10 minutes from the end of stream. Last 10 minutes. Send in your questions. What about Dr. Sumerian? Probably spelled that wrong. You did spell that wrong, intern Spore, because Sumerian has 2 M's. Again, righteous dude, prolific SCP author, over 200 articles written. Sumerian is crazy. Or at least 200 pages on the wiki. Over 200. Jeez. Good source of news about the SCP wiki, although again, hiatus. Man, I need more SCP people on YouTube. I'm feeling a little lonely out here. Where is everybody? Beautiful singing voice. I am not fucking joking. I didn't know Sim could sing. That's adorable. Not like in a patronizing way. Like I made it sound. I didn't mean to make it sound patronizing. That's cool. Amber, thank you for sending a floating heart to the containment hazard assessment team. I'm sure they feel the love. What SCP can drink beer and wine? Intern Fishman, only if it's on their approved dietary allotments, which is up to the Department of Pasta Physics. The next one, release every anomaly. Intern Devil, you must have missed yesterday's stream. We did that yesterday. It was very annoying. Cleanup is still happening. I love the jacket. Well, thank you, Intern Samantha. The tie-dye jacket is both beautiful and functional for Pride Month celebration. Dr. Sherman, you should read SCP-9415. We have time-traveling Tasmanian tigers now. Well, I hope Temporal Anomalies Division is on the job. Why did you release every SCP? The Knicks cannot be that good to release every single SCP. Listen, Intern Pinky, I didn't do it. Well, I did release the SCPs from Site 42. That was my job. But it was the Overseers. The Overseers gave the order. I just fulfilled it. Now, I didn't like it. I would prefer we didn't. But you have to take it up with the Overseers. Dr. Sherman, you still got Radiger posting stuff. Froy, I don't know what you mean. Can you elaborate? What's your opinion on your anti-memetics division? Intern Waltzy. We don't have an anti-memetics division. What are you talking about? Intern never. We will never, ever, 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 ever put 682 and 035 in the same room. We know from another universe in a tale called... I don't remember the tale's name. Damn it. Whatever tale it was, we do know there's an apocalyptic future where 682 walks around wearing 035 because 682 can constantly regenerate. 035 can't destroy 682, so they are a perfect meld, and they run around causing havoc. So we're not going to let that happen here. Do site directors just need Excedrin on tap or what? You better believe it, Amber. It's going to bother me. What's the name of that tail? Videos. Do I have a playlist for tails? That would be convenient, but I don't think I do. So I'm going to have to search for the word tail. Is it addressing the second? Yes. The tail where 682 wears 035 is addressing the second. It takes place in the Bellerverse canon. Dr. Sherman, you said something about needing more SCP creators online since Sim and Volgan are on a break. I was saying Radiger's not on a break at the moment. You are correct, Froy. Okay. Yes, Radiger not being on a break, that's good. We do enjoy Radiger, your favorite SCP YouTuber's favorite SCP YouTuber. What is your occupation? Well, intern, really, I am the site director here at Site 42. You must be under amnestic treatment or something to have forgotten that. But as a cover job, I am also a ballroom dance instructor. Brian, chill out. We are 2 minutes until the end of stream. Then I will go get some food that you're going to eat on my behalf. Jerk. Intern Spore. Illustrated and exploring series are both cool. What does your parasite like eating? Intern Emog, it's typically a carnivore. Ew, yoinking that as body horror inspiration with Brian eating your food by behaving as an isospod in the uvula. I love horror. I hate that for me, Mamori, but it's good inspiration. And you know the swelling is from the back of the shoulder up on the interior of the collarbone here, so it's not a long journey overall. And Site 42 staff, we have made it to the end of today's stream. And as we do at the end of every stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs, although I'm not going to tell you my favorites are the ones I personally wrote. That would be sheer narcissism. We're not going to play it that way. But if you want to see the SCPs that I personally wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can see the SCPs I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects to. And while you're on my author page, one tab over, you'll find a list of links. Links that people ask about in the chat very often, but then when I tell them this big hint of where the links are, they don't go look, which is very sad for them. But not for you, because you're clever. You will find those links. And when you do, you'll be able to become a Site42 Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You can do a Ko-Fi or a YouTube Super Chat to donate to us one at a time. Either way, direct donations are the quickest way to help out myself and the rest of the Site42 staff and the pets of interest, so we appreciate your generosity. And if you are part of the broke gang and you can't donate, do not feel bad. It is a poor economy. We are an arts community. We understand starving artists. You can still help us out as members of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. When you like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, make fan art, memes, shit posts, clips, and edits, and you post them online about us. If you tag us Site42, if you tag Dr. Sherman, as do it for us and do it for the SCP projects we support, like SCP Containment Breach the movie, currently in Kickstarter, like the SCP Wiki and its authors and artists, like the SCP filmmakers, game makers, merch makers, podcasters, animators. You help us to get bigger and better SCP projects in the world. More art, more good. And so we very much thank you for that service. Wait, there's a movie? Intern never. I will interrupt this outro to tell you that yes, SCP Containment Breach the movie is currently in Kickstarter. It's gone up a little bit since we started stream, but it needs a lot more to go, and we have very little time. So share it, spread it. Even if you're broke, make a Kickstarter account and donate a single dollar. We have over 1 million subscribers here on Site42. If every one of our subscribers donated $1, we'd be done. We'd have more than we need. And so the smallest donation matter, but only if you buck up and do it. A lot of people are just too lazy. Do not be lazy. Do the best you can. Intern Qualls, thank you for sending a clapping seal to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. I'm sure the visit from SCP-8000 will make them very happy. Intern Spore, thank you for sending a flower to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. I'm sure they'll find it very pretty. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one. It is a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 399-304-308-J, Spooky-J, 5031, Content warning, last one's a rough read. So, Site42 staff, this has been another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site42. Hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. See you in the next video or stream. All aboard the toxic gossip train. Chugging down the tracks of misinformation, the toxic gossip train. Got a one-way ticket to manipulation station, toxic gossip train. Tie me to the tracks and harass me from my past. Those rumors look like facts. If you don't mind the gaps, I won't survive the crash, but hey, at least you're having fun. The credit song is Toxic Gossip Train by Colleen Ballinger. Be safe, be well, Site 42 staff, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream.